Bringing Home the Heroes, an original story written by Ashley Diaz, copyright 2017, all rights reserved. The screen flicks on and the fan whirs to life on my laptop. She's not ancient yet, but I did just replace her hard drive and up the RAM especially for my trip here. My palms are clammy resting on the machine. It's still morning, but the August sun in Afghanistan doesn't care what time of day it is. Clack, clack, clack. I always strike the keys hard on my keyboard. It makes me feel as if I'm back home on my own typewriter. I miss the black ink stains on my hands. The familiar startup sound of Skype pops into existence. I'm excited even as I yawn. It occurs to me, this is why they call us the cheer force. What's up, Buttercup? My dad's smiling face on the internet call is the highlight to the end of my shift. Another day living the dream. I have to suppress another yawn with a toothy grin. You're up late. Or early, depends on how you look at it. True story. Is Mum still up too? Yeah, she's... The familiar mechanical squeal preceding the agitated voice over the speaker. Scramble, scramble, scramble. Reflexively, I shut the screen of my laptop and jump out of the rolling desk chair. It is stopped by the wall. I'm running. Comm set hooked on over my shoulder and pistol holster secured on my leg. 3 of us burst through the double doors of our building, and we race to the ramp where our birds wait to be roused into action. I strip the dust covers off the matte black 50 cal beauties on each side of the lead helicopter. Alpha Crew, the one that runs point on missions, was stepping into their gear right behind me. 9 lines at the end of shift are the best, right? Laughing, the flight engineer climbs into his seat at the gunner window nearest me. Just try not to keep us up too late. I'd like to go to sleep soon. Yeah, this is why they say cheer force. Looking once over his weapon, I give him the thumbs up and I'm off to check Bravo Crew's weapons before they take off. I already got 'em. My partner waves over to me to get me out of the launch box. All good? Good to go. It's my turn to receive the thumbs up now. The rotor blades start to spin up and I can feel the wind from them whipping my hair. A small group of us are still standing there waiting for our crews to break ground. The crew chief, marshalling the helicopter out of its spot in front of me, renders his final salute, and the helicopters taxi to the launch pad. What's the mission? Someone asks in general. Medevac of a downed Special Forces bird. All I heard in the talk. The small voice of our commander is serious as she says this, and my heart sinks. There was a call for a medical evacuation that came through our Tactical Operations Center, and not the Army's. This meant the area had to be hot. The enemy had to be nearby. There are only 2 reasons a helicopter goes down in this province. Mechanical malfunction, or how? My own voice is small. Unclear, but I will keep y'all posted. She walked back towards the talk, and we are all left to prepare for shift change and await the call of incoming birds. I know I'm supposed to go back to my building and probably alleviate the anxiety I left my parents with from my abrupt departure. But I wander up to the crow's nest, a makeshift terrace from leftover 2x4s with an awning. It's hot, and the breeze is a hairdryer to my exposed face and arms. An hour goes by before I realize I've just been staring at the empty desert, and the next shift has arrived in a squeal of brakes and a choking dust cloud. I can't help but think again. Chair force, sitting on her ass. Hey, turnover? My day shift counterpart holds out his hand for my toolbox keys so he can check out the box in his name. Yeah, I'll go with you. We make our way to the tool room and I proceed to inventory my toolbox. Gigi. Everything is good to go, and I hand the keys over to him. You okay? His brow furrowed. Just sent the guys to a downed helicopter. Doesn't sit right. We have the best guys. They will bring 'em home. His grin is reassuring, and he pats my back as I walk away. I resign to go pack up my stuff. The crews have been gone a couple of hours now, and I want to be ready to leave when they get back and debrief. The common room is a cluster of my midnight shift and the oncoming day shift, giving turnover information that is left and talking about the mission. A Blackhawk. Special Forces. Shot down. My blood is ice as it floods to my feet. I'm lightheaded, and the world seems to blur together in front of me. When did they get this information? Is the Special Ops crew alive? Where are our crews? My questions stay in my head, and I sit and listen, but nothing new is said. Hey! Hey! My partner is waving a hand in front of my face. I'm concentrating so hard on what everyone is saying to each other, I didn't notice that anyone was talking to me, never mind who it was. What's up? I finally look at him as he comes into focus. We're out of here. The birds aren't back. We've been here more than 14 hours. We need to go so we can catch the end of chow and get some decent sleep. But our guys are still out there. I realize I'm being defiant, but honestly, I don't care. There's nothing we can do from here, and nothing you can do by not eating or sleeping. He kneels down to look at me in the eyes. They will come back. I feel myself nod, even though I don't do it consciously. Sliding my laptop and the rest of my gear into my bag, I follow the rest of my shift out to the van. There is no AC in either van, so those lucky enough to get to the van first grabbed a window seat. Chair force problems. I'm the last one in, and I'm stuck between two of my biggest coworkers. I can't say that I care much at the moment as my mind is elsewhere, somewhere else in the desert. We're at the mods, our makeshift living quarters, before I know it, and everyone is clambering out. Some go to smoke in the bunker, and the rest of us go to our rooms to drop our gear. My roommate, who is normally all smiles, is as somber as I am. Ready for chow? She asks and does her best to sound upbeat. Right behind you. I turn off the light and lock the door. The walk to the chow hall is hot and miserable, even more so than usual without us talking. We walk into the cool relief of the air-conditioned building filled with the smell of hot grease and burnt cheese. Hey, it's your favorite! Taco Day! My roommate hands me a tray, and I can't help but smile back at her. Taco Day is my favorite. Midnight in Kandahar is the only peaceful time I have ever observed in this country. In the cramped sardine can of a broken-down van that 8 grown adults are now jammed into, bumbles down the dirt road to our ramp. Even though I hadn't slept last night, I am still wired from the anxiety of yesterday's mission. My face is pressing against the cool glass of the propped-up window, and I watch our dust trail follow on our heels. Everyone to the briefing room. The flight chief has his hands cupped around his mouth, bellowing orders before we even have the doors closed on the vans. My roommate and I straggle in behind the rest. She uses the only Spanish phrase I taught her to curse her rifle as it catches on the doorframe. We take the seats in the way back of the room, the farthest from the screen. Yesterday's mission was tough on everyone. The crews will be in a couple of hours because of how late they stayed to complete it. The mission was a PR, personnel recovery. 7 heroes came back. Special Forces. When the crews come in, they want to share the footage of the mission with those of you who wish to see it. If you don't want to, that's understandable. Excuse yourselves and no one will ask. 7 heroes. 7 Special Forces guys that will never see home again. The tears are burning my eyes, and my roommate pushes me to my feet and out of the room. It's okay. You don't need to be here. Don't tough it out just because you think that's what you need to do. They need people to know what happened to them. I'm angry. You do know. I know. There are at least 100 of us that know. You don't need to see it. I'm not going to watch it either. Her hand is holding my shoulder tight. I don't look at her, but I nod my head in understanding. Thanks. I'll be up on the crow's nest. I still can't meet her eyes. My anger is still there. Sitting in my usual spot, splinters protruding through my pants, I look out at the night and the still helicopters on the ramp. The squeal of brakes announces that the crews are finally here, but instead of the usual raucous quips of laughter, the silence weighs heavy around all of us. Most of them head into the briefing room. Only Alpha Crew's Effie, the flight engineer, meanders up to my spot. Hey, you with the face. Hey, you with the head. Our typical greeting lacks the enthusiasm, but he takes a seat next to me anyway. We sit in silence and stare beyond the perimeter, the barriers, the barbed fence, and the razor wire beyond that. I can see the silhouette of the goat carcass that has been trapped there for weeks. My thoughts are consumed with the day that they had endured, all while I had been sitting here, safe behind these barricades. Safe as you can be in this godforsaken hellhole. You didn't want to see the footage? He asks, but doesn't look at me. I didn't need more reasons to sit here and go gray when you guys go out. I'm still looking at the horizon. Worst day of my life. Pulling up 3 bodies. I could smell their burned skin and what was left of their bird. I finally look at him. I want him to shut up. But he is still staring in the distance. Tears are running silently down his face. I turn back to the horizon and lean back on the bench. We sit there, not talking, and I wonder if he's thinking what I'm thinking. Pedro 66, June 9th, 2010. One of our Pavehawks went out on a PR mission. When they arrived on scene, they were shot down by a rocket-propelled grenade, an RPG. 5 men died in that crash. One of them, my friend, the FE, like the FE sitting beside me now. I don't know why they call us the Chair Force.